Welcome back to the City of Palms podcast, everybody, and happy Halloween. Hopefully I get it up by Halloween. No, I will.
Halloween special.
Halloween special. It's just me and Danny. It's been a minute since we were just doing me and you episode, dude.
I'm a Croatian Ranger.
You're a park ranger.
What are you?
Cowboy.
Nice.
Have you ever seen a real life cowboy? Like a modern day cowboy? You ever seen that?
I don't think so.
Because I have once, and it was like I was in Pennsylvania editing in Taco Bell next to my work. I was like just got out of work or something. I was at Taco Bell waiting for my ride editing or some shit. And then there's these people next to me, and I kept smelling something really bad, dude. I just kept smelling like the worst smell. And I was just like, whatever, just ignoring it. And then I look over and I noticed what I was smelling was horse shit or like cow shit or something like that. And they had shit all over their boots. Because it's like Pennsylvania, like there's lots of like farming and shit that goes on, like ranching and whatever, I guess. And so these were like, I guess that's like what a modern day cowboy is.
Yeah.
Tending to the horses and all that.
That makes sense, dude, seeing that in Pennsylvania. Did you ever fish when you were up in Pennsylvania?
I didn't do shit when I was in Pennsylvania, dude. That's one thing I don't really like regretting things, but I regret how much I didn't like get out into nature. No, I never fished.
Wow, were there mountain ranges up there?
So many mountains, dude.
Oh
like
my
literally
gosh,
it was like
really?
that type shit. Yes, dude. I look back at the footage sometimes of skate sessions. Like I have all of it and all raw. Like I didn't delete anything. So like I have the whole 30-minute like video of me just hitting record and going and like trying to trick over and over and over. And like you just see like it's just me in this parking lot for hours skating, and you just see in the background just mountains. Because it's one of those things where like when you look off into the distance, Florida, you just see, you know, trees, and then like if you're near the beach you just see blank. But there, everywhere you look, it's like anywhere you turn, there's like in the background you just see a big ass mountain, like somewhere
I
back.
love that.
Yeah. And I only went hiking once. I only went out one time, and it was like right before we moved. I went and we just like hiked a little trail, and it was really fucking beautiful and really fun. And I just remember I was always scared because I didn't want to go alone, because like I don't really camp alone here that much. Actually, I've never camped alone here. So but I could, like here it'd be easy, just like go to Croatian alone, like set up a tent, whatever. But there, it's so much different because there's like different wildlife, different trees. Like it's type of shit where like you could get lost and like die. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So it always just worried me to go alone. Never got the opportunity.
True.
Never made the opportunity.
Yeah. Yo, this fan's still on.
Yeah, it's all good. It's not really making noise.
Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty good.
Can y'all hear the fan? Let us know.
Yeah, let us know in the comments. Can you hear the fan?
I'm gonna try my first birdie bop.
It would be cool if they can't. You could then.
I don't think you can, because I feel like we've left it on all episode a couple times, and it's never really like a big deal.
Makes a difference. I'm over here cold.
But anyways, how you doing, bro? What do you got? What do you got?
I'm doing good. I want to touch on a couple things because recently in the past podcast episodes, it was one of the earlier episodes we were gonna do. We did do, in fact, it was when you were going to get a new car, and we touched on you getting a new car. I was just
thinking it's like reversed now to where you're in that seat, right?
I'm in that situation, and I'm just wondering if a car payment is really something I want to do, especially because if you know this, but for the viewers, if a car payment is something I want to do, it's like, I don't want to sound bougie or whatever, but like I'm just trying to get like something nice. You know what I mean? Can you not do that? Thanks. Can you not do that when I'm talking? Thanks. It's basically for anyone listening interested in cars, whatever. It might get a little boring here for some people, but it might get intriguing for others.
Skip forward 2 minutes.
I'm looking at like G37 sedans because I'm still only 22 and I don't want the insurance spike. It's already an insurance spike with the freaking sedan. I don't know why.
Where did you get these candies? These are fire.
I got those at Walmart. That was like from a sour variety pack.
Sour bite jelly beans.
Yeah. Yeah, can you toss me a pack of those?
Yeah,
Actually, those are sounding pretty good. There's 2 cups. There should be 2 cups of sour candy.
Looks like yes.
Yeah, see?
Yes. We've also got beans that will remain brandless. But you could guess what brand they are. Every flavor beans.
So where was that?
You were talking about sedan and how it's an insurance spike.
Right. Okay. So yeah, I'm wanting a G37, and I went and test drove one.
What's up, boy?
What I'm thinking really is, dude, I kind of told you this, I think, but if I could sell my truck for what I'm asking, save up a little more, and then maybe sell one of my dirt bikes, because then I'll just have one pit bike, and that's still fine with me because I won't have the truck to haul it. And then I'd have a decent chunk and change where I could buy a G37, like the one I was looking at last night, where I could like legit buy it. And it already has like, you know, the stuff that I want to do on it, you know, basically like lowering kit, like rims, exhaust, stuff like that.
The one you're looking at already has all that?
The one that I'm looking that I can buy cash, it has all that, yeah.
Oh.
That because it's like $8,000, but it has 108,000 miles on it.
Oh.
So
What year?
It's a 2011.
Is it clean?
It's clean. It's clean. Yeah. So, but yeah, it's just scary because there was such assurance when I test drove the one at the dealership, the G37, the 13, and it was so clean that like I don't know. Like when you buy a car like that from a dealership, I feel like there's assurance like in your head, like at least for me there was, because like this car had been checked over and over, no problems. It had 40,000 miles, like very low, in very good condition, one owner, no accidents. But I don't know.
Yeah, it's a little sketchier.
I also would like to, if the time came where I did see a car like that, have the money on hand and be able to go back to a dealership, get them to come down in price, and also run it with a higher down payment like that. You know?
Yeah. Do you have a side you're leaning on yet? On what decision you're going to make? As far as new car and no new car? Do you have like a side you're kind of leaning towards? Or is it still really in the middle?
I'd say it's more towards a new car. Just because every day, I don't know. Yeah. I don't want to chew while I'm talking. But yeah, I would just say probably a new car. Just because it would be pretty sick. Be pretty sick.
Yeah, and people don't get it. Cause I got that a lot whenever I got my car, that like, it's a material thing, you know? And like, it doesn't add to your life much as far as like, you know, like it's just a car. It doesn't do that much. But like the way I always looked at it was when I get in my car every day, it's like clothing, you know? Like when you pick out certain outfits and you buy certain clothes because you want to look a certain way because like it's how you feel, you know? Like me dressing in black and white, like, you know, like that's what I like to wear. When I look at someone wearing those colors, I'm like, oh, they look dope. So that's what I want to wear because I want to look dope. You know, I want to think I look dope. Mm-hmm. So whenever I get in my all black Genesis, you know, I think I look dope. I feel dope, you know? And like, even if there was no other people on the planet to look at me, I feel dope. So if like I looked in the mirror, I'd be like, fuck yeah, bro. Like that car's sick.
Yeah.
You know, and it'd be the same shit where like every day you start up that car and you just hear the boom, you just be like, fuck yeah, bro. Mm-hmm. Time to go to work.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. And it's like, you know, I've had a lot of cars at this point, like for a 22-year-old, you know, I've had like 5-6 cars or whatever. And they've always been nice. I mean, my truck is like almost everything I wanted, but it's not like a V8, you know? So
yeah.
But other than that, is like everything I've wanted. But now just the reality is, you know, I need something a little bit more reliable and faster, maybe hold more room, take road trips.
I know you don't want to do this because of what job you have now, but like thought about getting rid of 2 vehicles and a dirt bike? Getting rid of the Camry and getting rid of the truck and getting rid of a dirt bike?
No, I haven't, because like if I got a new car like that, it wouldn't touch a job site.
That's what I figured, yeah. Dude, sometimes I see like on my drive home last year when I would be driving home from Lehigh, I would see this like construction site that was just always there every day. And there was a 350Z, like nice ass, like clean 350Z always parked there. And
wow.
And I was, it was probably like the boss or whatever, like pulling up, but it was always like in the dirt, like it'd be like pulled off, like with all the trucks and shit, just like a 350Z. And I'm just like, dude, what the fuck?
Yeah, some people do that.
But all right, on a like to transition a little bit, what's your favorite Halloween candy, dude?
My favorite Halloween candy, dude. Well, I'll give you, like,
if someone could give you a big ass bucket of candy right now, but only one type of candy, which one would you choose?
You talking about chocolates or sours?
Anything. Any sweet that you might get in a Halloween bag.
One candy?
Mm-hmm.
Reese's.
Dude, Reese's are fire.
For sure. And if not a Reese's, a Kit Kat.
Yeah, I was gonna say, what do you think mine would be?
Oh, a Kit Kat. Or if, I don't know, or those like cookies and cream Hershey's.
No, you see, honestly, when I was younger, go on, you gotta chill, you're knocking the lights over. When I was younger, those used to be like my all-time favorite top candy, but now I got
Oh, you like Heath now? Heath bars?
Heath bars are fire, but
Bro, you switch.
well, no, I like everything. That's why it's
You're
like
34
hard.
now.
Because like literally, I would be ecstatic if I had a bucket full of Heath bars. I'd be ecstatic if I got a bucket full of 1,000-gram bars. Them shits are fire, except they get stuck in your teeth sometimes because they're so caramely. I would be high, but Kit Kat would probably be it because to me that's like my favorite candy. Probably it's just perfect. Or Twix. Oh, Twix.
Twixes are gas.
But I'd have to say Kit Kat if I had to choose. But yeah, those Hershey's, the cookies and cream ones, they're a little too sweet. Like they're like for me nowadays, they're just like I don't know. I feel like my taste buds are changing. Even these, like I was even thinking like I might, like you were saying, once the lemon part of the lemon head goes out, you it kind of tastes gross because it's just like pure sugar. I was thinking like I'll get a cup here in case I gotta like spit out that lemon head. I just ate mine because I like bite the shit and just like chew it and eat it. But yeah, it'd be like that. You get older and like your taste buds change and you like bitter things more than sugary things. Like
No,
when
it's a
you were
fact.
kid.
That's a fact.
Everything changes once you grow up, bro. Like even Halloween. Halloween as an adult is different. Like what do you?
I hate Halloween. Yeah, I don't want to ruin the Halloween special.
Why do you hate Halloween?
Bro, if you come
As
to
an
my
adult, you hate Halloween.
yeah.
Why do you hate Halloween?
Like until I have kids, I'm gonna hate Halloween.
Yeah.
I mean, I like it. I like it, like getting together with kids and seeing all their costumes, you know, because we have nieces and nephews. But, bro, for me as an adult, you're telling me every year I gotta waste money or time. Time is money nowadays. So either way, I wasted money on a costume.
Yeah,
Like,
if you don't enjoy it, I can
and
see.
it's just, I'm not with the spooky shit.
Stop.
So
Stop.
at the end of the day, dude, like, if you come to my house, all right, sorry, I'm done chewing. If you come to my house, you'll understand. I got a Christmas tree up.
You're more of
Like
a
me-
Christmas household. for
Bro,
sure.
me and Bree, and it's just, think about it. I want everybody who's like on the edge of their seats right now saying, I can't believe he said he hates Halloween. I want you to just relax and think about this. You're driving down the street. It's Halloween. It's around Halloween time. Now get it. I love the fall, especially if we lived in another state. Whoa. Especially if we lived in another state. You'd have the season changes. You'd have all these nice things. But then imagine driving around in Christmas time, bro. At night, bro. Christmas, you've got lights. Everyone's got lights up. The gated community's got lights up. And I'll tell you, for me personally, I can remember. Do you remember when San Carlos Park? Are we good over here? What
We're
the
good.
fuck is going on?
I got the camera situated. Gohan is just getting a little rowdy. We're good.
I'm trying to tell a good story.
All right. So you're saying you're
with good production. Okay.
It's subtle.
Driving around in Halloween, feel the vibes. I like the vibes, but me personally, I'm not with the spooky. And then so then picture driving around Christmas, dude. You got Christmas lights up. It's just there's a cheer, and it's colder. It's like cold at this point. So it's like
Florida
there's
is
a
little crisp.
there's a joy in the air, dude. There's a joy in the air, and there with Halloween it's more demonic ish. It's more like scary. I've had bad experiences on Halloween nonetheless too. When I was a kid, me and my friend, his mom was like never home, bro. I don't know what was up with the situation, but we were like 5 years old. Maybe we were like 6 or 7. I don't remember. But we were outside his house, and there was a clown just walking down the street. Like it was like someone dressed up, I think. I don't know, but it was like the realest looking scary clown. And we freaking were so scared. And that was that. I was a kid. So I was like, that scarred me. And then another time, do you remember the San Carlos power outage? It happened when I was in high school, and it was like I was like a sophomore in high school, I think, and I was walking around waiting for my friend to pick me up. I was walking around like the lakes community, so it was all lit up. You know, each mailbox had like a light on it, whatever. And this was like around like Halloween time. You know how like in a gated community, each mailbox is like lit up and stuff. So it's like there's all lights and stuff. So I'm just walking, and then I'm waiting for this kid to pick me up. I'm like, oh, where is he? Where is he? I'm just walking. It's dark outside. It's like 9:30 at night, whatever. All of a sudden, bro, there's a blue flash in the sky, and every light shuts out, and car alarms start going off too. And I'm just in the dark streets alone. Like, I'm like, bro, what? And everyone has their spooky decorations outside, whatever, you know. You can't really see anything, but you'll see little, you know, it was scary, dude. I was like, dude, I remember I was like, bro, I was calling this kid, like, where are you? And he was even like, dude, like, everything's out, like gas stations for a EMP hit. Gas stations are out and like out of gas, like out of like lights, like everything just hit out. I'm like, yeah, bro, I'm like outside, like car alarms are coming out. I'm freaking running, trying, because I didn't want people to come out and think I'm like robbing their car or whatever. Car alarm popping off, and yeah, that was just a bad experience.
Where was I during this? I don't remember that.
I don't know, man. I don't know. I was a sophomore, so that had to be.
I was like a senior or something.
Yeah, I graduated 16, so junior year was 15. That was 2014.
Man.
2014.
Do you have any really good Halloween memories, though?
I do.
Because we had some good Halloweens.
Yeah, trick-or-treating as a kid. That's always fun. I mean, but the funnest part to me was going back and trading candy.
Dude, okay, I'm going to say a night, and I know you remember it. So I'm going to paint a picture now. Probably, honestly,
Jacob's
house? Probably one of the best and most vivid Halloween memories I have was, yes, I dressed up as Shane Cross. I just went around with my fucking skateboard and like had a tie-dye shirt and called myself Shane Cross because he was my favorite skater. But
rest in peace.
Rest in peace. But yeah, we walked around he had the fire neighborhood that had by Missouri, off of Missouri, that had all the, right? That's where he lived.
Yeah, we still going there. We still go there. I don't want to give details. But like, yeah, we still go there.
That's right, yeah. What is that circle called?
I don't want to give details.
Oh, yeah, no details. Anyways, yeah, so a good community with, like, the good candy, you know, like, one of the places that all the kids like going to. And we did that all night with all our friends.
Stacked neighborhood, bro.
Stacked
the full-sizers.
And that was one of the years that we actually committed.
The fullies.
To going around twice. Like, we'd go around while, like, the hustle and bustle was going on with all the families. And then once it started dying down, since we were, like, teenagers, once all the families were calling it and like cars were leaving and all this, we went around again and we were like keep going and like keep getting stuff. And a lot of the people knew and they'd pick up and be like, "You're already over here." And it's like, yeah, trick or treat. You still got candy.
Yeah, right.
But and then we all posted up at his house after, and then on top, maybe this wasn't the same night. It probably wasn't the same night, but in that same house he lived at, I remember having Yu-Gi-Oh tournaments. And I think it was the same night. I feel like we all also brought our Yu-Gi-Oh cards. Because Robbie stayed the night. And then he left early in the morning and all of us, I don't really remember. But we like played Yu-Gi-Oh all night. We watched Halloween.
Yeah, I remember that.
We all traded candy because like, you know,
such and that's didn't what like I'm Crunch talking
bars.
About. Yeah.
Such and such didn't like Skittles. So it'd be like, yo, I'll give you all my Skittles for all your Crunch bars. And I was like, fuck yeah. And then by the time you are ready with your big old bag of candy, you're just stacked. And you just devour that shit.
I know, that's what I'm talking about.
Great memories. And I remember that I was even reminiscing when we were going through Yu-Gi-Oh cards earlier, looking at values. I was thinking of those times when like we'd bet cards, you know, like your best card or whatever. And like when you lose, you'd like give up whatever cards you put up at stake or like gambled or whatever. And I remember losing cards with that group of friends and continuously go on peeing by the door. Yes. He is still going. Stream's still going. Yes.
Go on. Oh my god!
On the break, I'll clean it up. But yeah, like, and we'd keep doing tournaments because like someone would be butthurt that they lost their favorite card, and then we'd keep doing tournaments to try to win it back.
Jeez, yeah, I remember that.
Good memories, dude. Good memories.
No, but to touch on one quick another subject. This is one thing that I wanted to talk about. Before we go on break here, while we're touching on Halloween. One thing that always stuck out to me too was like the classic Halloween movies. Like you said, we were watching Halloween that night. The classic Halloween movies that come on TV, you know, as with any holiday, you get the Charlie Brown special, And then you get like that Halloween Charlie Brown though was fire. That was like a must watch.
You
as
don't want to
kid.
miss that Great Pumpkin.
Yeah, the Great Pumpkin, Charlie Brown. That's what it is. Yeah, he's talking. I got a rock. That's iconic for if you're like if you're our age. I would even still watch it. I would still watch it. That's why I want kids.
I still laugh
bro.
when I think about those scenes.
I know. Like,
I got gummy worms.
who was the writer on that, dude?
I got a rock.
Genius. I love it. But aside from that too, there's I think I had touched on this with you too, like over the phone. But like, you know, like movies that shaped us, like watching them too young or whatever. Just like
Real quick, how did Peanuts do that? How do they have like, you know, everyone knows about Charlie Brown, like those Charlie Brown holiday specials, and
I know,
every
right?
network, like, you know, there's always that network that
Good
plays them
marketing.
every year.
good marketing.
Crazy. Anyways, go on. The things
Yeah,
that shaped
ABC
us,
plays them every year. That's so crazy.
right?
But yeah, where was I at?
You were talking about the movies and TV shows that shaped us.
Yeah, dude, like Final Destination, bro. Like I was telling you over the phone, like Final Destination, you won't drive behind a car with like a truck that's pulling logs now. Like if that movie hadn't came out, you might have been like, yeah, this is kind of sketchy, but you know they're strapped down good. But just because that movie came out, you're like, I'm taking no chances.
You always got it on the brain.
Yeah.
For
I'm
real.
taking no chances.
Or that one scene.
And roller coasters.
No,
I think
for sure.
I think that put a lot of fear in roller coasters too.
Yeah,
It was
dude.
one of the newer ones. I think the 5th one where the roller coaster was like falling apart. Oh, that was so
And even
scary.
NASCAR races. I never thought about a big NASCAR.
Well, that happens too.
But like to that extent, like crashes happen and like the drivers can get really fucked up if like something, you know, like there's drivers who've been killed in like NASCAR accidents. But like those movies showed a whole different scenario of like the whole crowd, like, you know, explosions and fucking tires,
for real.
just like
Right.
coming right for you. And it, like, yeah, dude, it like prints that in your brain of like fear, because we were just talking about it at the beginning, the whole like fear, like just living your life in fear and whatever. It's like all of us have these like little thoughts in the back of our brain of like, oh, what if the roller coaster doesn't work, or it breaks down, or what if we fall off, or what if this shit ain't strapped all the way, or like, you know, what if that dude carrying a bunch of fucking plywood and lumber and logs and whatever, what if that shit ain't attached too good, and what if that slides off and hits me right in my windshield, what if this fucking water bottle gets under my brake and I can't brake, and this, like, all these things we think what if.
Right.
Those movies just like illustrated it, and it's like these are the sequence of bad events you're afraid of. Like, you remember the scene of the elevator when that girl with the big ponytail
Oh yeah.
and that guy's got the weird like fucking claw hand and he's like petting her ponytail with the claw hand and she's getting freaked out because he's creepy. And then when she goes to get off the elevator, he grabs her ponytail with it and she freaks out and she ends up getting her decapitated because her head.
Yeah.
She like
yeah.
gets stuck. And we all think about that whenever you think about elevators. Like, what if it doesn't close all the way, or like what if the elevator breaks, or what if you're halfway in between when the elevator starts going up?
That would suck.
Twisted.
Yeah. And in tanning beds too. That was all that.
Yeah, dude.
And these are all just from Final Destination movies.
Those movies are pretty genius when you think about it.
Was that all from what did everything that took place in those movies, was that just like worldly, like supernatural? There was never like
No, yeah, the premise of those movies was that
it was death,
it's dope.
right?
Yeah, it's
Death.
so like, yeah, so it's like in the first one, for example, there was a plane accident. The guy was supposed to get on a plane. He was supposed to get on that plane and go to where he was going, and he didn't for whatever reason. I don't remember exactly, but like he missed the flight, and the flight blows up. He sees it out the window, like that it takes off. He's like, man, I missed my flight, and it explodes. And he's like, I would have been on that. You know what I mean? It's like the 9/11 shit where people think like I was supposed to be in that building that day, but I wasn't because I was like late to work and I'm not dead now. Like, it's almost like you escaped death. You were supposed to go, but something happened and you didn't. So you're now alive by like by fate or whatever. And so that movie's premise is that death is going to collect all these people that were supposed to die in that. So all the people that were supposed to die on that plane that didn't get on the plane were all killed off one by one by just these like freak accidents, just like, you know,
Damn.
getting stuck. And it's like that with every one of those movies has like an event, like the
In the
roller coaster
beginning.
thing where they're supposed to die. Well, the whole first scene is always a premonition, like the roller coaster explosion and all that. That happens in the dude's brain, or maybe the second one's a girl, I don't know, but it happens in their mind. They like have a premonition of all that shit happening, and they freak out, so they don't go on the roller coaster. And everyone's like, "Come on, it's fun. It's gonna be fun. Like, don't worry." And he's like, "No, I'm not gonna." And then he doesn't, and then the shit blows up, and like what he said was gonna happen did happen. And then all those people that got off because he said so all start getting hit with death, you know. And so that's all. And then the NASCAR accident was the primary event of the third one, I think. And good movies. I always thought about them as like kind of shitty horror movies, but they're pretty good when you really think about it.
Yeah, good premise when we're breaking it down like this.
Yeah. Is it almost time for break? How long we been going?
We've been going for 30 minutes.
All right. Let's reset the cameras real quick. I gotta let Gohan out and clean up this.
Have you ever thought about starting your own podcast? When I was trying to get this podcast off the ground, I had a lot of questions. How do I record an episode? How do I get my show into all the apps people like to listen? How do I make money from my podcast? The answer to every one of these questions is really simple. Anchor. Anchor is a one-stop shop for recording, hosting, and distributing your podcast. Best of all, it's 100% free and ridiculously easy to use. And now, Anchor can match you with great sponsors who want to advertise on your podcast. That means you can get paid to podcast right away. In fact, that's what I'm doing by reading this ad. And let me tell you guys a little bit about Anchor. So, like I said, it's a one-stop shop, distributing, you put your podcast on. It couldn't be easier to use. My brother and I, when we started this podcast, we're looking around for a website. Where do we get our podcast up and running? How do we get it? Literally those exact questions. How do we get it on iTunes? How do we get it on Spotify? And I was trying to do that stuff by myself. And that's when I started looking up. And there's other ones you can use like JPod and all that. But let me tell you, Anchor, nobody's going to do it as great as Anchor. And most of all, it's free. So that's what you always do, man. That's what you love, is Anchor being free. So if you've always wanted to start a podcast, make money doing it, go to anchor.fm/start. That's anchor.fm/start to join me in the diverse community of podcasters already using Anchor. Once again, that's anchor.fm/start. I can't wait to hear your podcast.
Yeah! Welcome back. I hope you enjoyed the ads. So yeah, I will say one of my favorite Halloween adventures as an adult would be the Halloween Horror Nights.
I almost forgot about that.
That's one spooky thing that I've done as an adult that I don't know how I enjoyed that. I do know how. I was under the consumption of adult beverages or liquid courage, as they say. And it literally was liquid courage in that situation. Because if I didn't have that, I promise you, it would have been a whole different experience and I would have hated it. But I was drunk, so I was just laughing. Yeah, Bree didn't like it. I also wonder, like, what's going to happen with that now because of, like, COVID.
I don't know. I've been wondering
because that was iconic. Those were classic.
Yeah, I feel like we could find that information probably. Because I think are they doing it? Do you know? Because I thought I heard somewhere that they're gonna do it, but have way less houses. Like how we waited in line for those like more like haunted house attractions. It's more like scare zones, where it's all like out in the park. I think that's how they're doing it.
Yeah.
Because amusement parks are still open.
I didn't like the scare zones. People got a little too close.
No, yeah. So and like the people like
bro, I'm gonna whack you.
It's not even like being scared, like from my perspective, it wasn't even like, oh, that dude just scared the shit out of me. It's like, you're being a fucking asshole. Yeah, it's like you think you're scaring me, you're being a douche. Get the fuck. Like dude,
we're talking about.
There was
something.
one time in particular. I don't know what movie they were from, but there was a dude in a Leatherman jacket with like some sort of like Halloween mask, and he was just like quickly walking. He looked like a dude at Halloween Horror Nights, but he was an actor.
Oh yeah.
And he was just walking quickly, and he would just like fuck with people as he's like walking by, like as we were waiting in line for a concession. And he was just like fucking like yelling in your face right when he comes by. And I'm like, dude, fuck you, dude. I'm trying to lady can't hear what type of drink I want.
For real.
That was a lot of fun though. That was fun because it was like all of us. It was me. We haven't done a lot of stuff like that where it's like Zach, Megan, me, you, Bree, and then that was fun too because that was the year that I went all day, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I went. That was so much fun because even going alone, like I was a little bummed because I wanted like the whole family there, but you all couldn't make it all day. But I went to Harry Potter World by myself. Way quicker to get through the attractions when you're by yourself, you know? Because like there's not like I want to go here. Okay, we'll go here, but then I want to go here. It's more just like I'll go here.
I'm gonna go here. Yeah.
Find some shit.
Oh, that's cool.
I'll go here.
Yeah, that
Find
would
some
be
shit.
sick. Yeah. Yeah, it would. I mean, I could. Yeah, it would be. It has its pros and cons. But yeah, overall, I mean, if you're by yourself, and you
And
gotta do
dude,
it.
how did that even work? What restaurant did we meet up at? I don't remember the name of it, but
I
it
don't
was that
remember the
like
name of it.
Hispanic restaurant that was all like Dia de los Muertos
Yeah,
themed.
yeah.
And I went there to meet up with you guys, and my phone was at like 3%, and I was like trying to contact you guys to tell you where I was and like how to get in.
You
and,
ended
like,
up
whatever.
charging your phone there.
Yeah, and then I went in and sat at the table for a while, and the busser lady or the server lady was like, "Where are your friends at? Or where's your family at?" And I'm like, "I don't know, they'll be here." And I sat there for so long, and then y'all finally showed up, and it was fire.
Yeah.
Food was great. The show was great. The night was great.
Yeah, that was fun, man.
That's the fun part about adult Halloween, like doing stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like tomorrow, I mean, when the viewers seeing this, it's already gonna be past because it's Halloween night. But tomorrow, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday is the haunted walk at Ollie's. They're actually there right now, setting up, like starting to build all like the walls and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And then last night we had a meeting in Cape Coral, like going over the different like rooms that you're gonna go in and the different like sensory deprivation type like maze hallways people will go through. It's gonna be sick. I'll describe it to you and the listeners because y'all won't be able to experience it. But basically, Ollie's is like you've been there. It's like a real small pub, and you walk in, and it's gonna be a narrow hallway. One hall goes to the bathroom, and one goes to the haunted like walk. And you just go through this narrow hallway where there's gonna be like strobe lights, like fog machines, sensory deprivation type shit. And that's going to go real dark. And when it opens up, it's the first room, and it's a hospital room, like stark white hospital room. Dude's got a hockey table or air hockey table that we're going to put a sheet over and bloody up and put a face mask, like all bloody and whatever. And it's going to look like a hospital room. And I made these signs that say like biohazard patient 0 because the whole theme of it is going to be COVID. And so when you walk in, there's going to be a dead doctor on the ground. I'm going to play the dead doctor one of the nights.
Oh, really?
Friday night, I'm going to be the dead doctor. And I'm going to be on the ground. And that's going to be the first jump scare scene where, like, people will walk in. It's going to be 4 people at a time for social distancing, mask required. And then you're going to come in. You're going to go out and you're going to, like, explore the room, you know, like, look around, be like, whoa, shit, see the signs, like, see the hospital bed, like, blood everywhere. And then the dead doctor will, like, jump at you at one point, like, grab you or whatever, and then chase you into the next room. And then you go through another, like, kind of narrow thing. And it opens up then into the bar. And there's going to be all these zombie patrons, like all these people wearing their masks wrong that are like zombified. And December's doing all the makeup, so they're going to be all like gory and bloody. And they're going to be all drinking Corona because dude has Corona at his bar, obviously. So like they're all going to be drinking Corona, and there's going to be empty Corona bottles everywhere and like bloody face masks just like thrown everywhere as props. And then the end of that scene is going to be the whole time you hear over the speakers like a news reporting like this is COVID-19 that's what's going to be like telling you the story as you're going through, and that's going to be like a little zigzag through the rest of the bar of like sensory deprivation, more strobe lights and shit. And then the third scene is like a bigger scene with more zombies, and like I won't spoil what that scene is, but like remember to vote, people. That like the last message is going to be like you know, just the sake of our future, like make smart decisions and whatever, because a lot of crazy shit going on.
Donald Trump just coming at you.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Really?
Yeah,
No, it's not.
Do you know who Cleveland is? He's a comedian around here, Cleveland Moore.
No.
He's gonna be playing Donald Trump, and
wow.
yeah, it's gonna be sick, and it's gonna be like I don't know, not gonna get too political, but
So anyway, while we're on topics of political policies,
politics.
policies,
I'm trying to the bean.
we can talk. You know, it was a
Take
big.
a bean, dude. You ain't trying to bean.
I'm good. It was it was a big staple in this. Yeah, it was a big staple for people like us, our age, when the Kanye West and Joe Rogan podcast dropped. I mean, I've listened to every Joe Rogan interview that he's put out since like 2018.
Really?
Yeah.
Everyone?
Yep. Yeah, for sure.
You hear some that's how you're so smart.
But I've also listened to all like a lot of his past episodes too. So I've listened to a lot of Joe Rogan, but seeing the like everyone like share this one in particular was like really cool. And then listening to it in general. it was just amazing.
And seeing the build up, because didn't he like tweet about it or something? Ye was like, yo, like he tagged Joe Rogan and said something like he like got the ball rolling, and then it happened.
And it happened, yeah, and it happened. Joe Rogan was supposed to.
Yeah, he said like 6 sentences in that whole.
Yeah, seriously, dude, he didn't talk much at all. He did so good though at like.
No, yeah.
Getting what he needed.
Yeah,
like,
and even Kanye was trying to point out like, how are you gonna transition from this? I'm all over the fucking board. How are you gonna ask a question to like go along? He's just like, I'm not worried about that. He said straight up, I'm not worried about that.
Yeah, seriously. Like what? Yeah, that's genius.
It was a good interview. For real.
It was a great interview. Yeah, it was, dude. It was. Like, I don't know if we really want to touch on it in detail.
No, we don't have to like go into it too much, but like there were some standout things that like that I'm holding on to.
Yeah, I would just advise everyone to listen to it because, dude, like, it's a huge thing. Like off rip, dude, people get one opinion about a person, and then like if they don't like it, they hate the person. You know what I mean? And or if they did something and they didn't like it, they now hate this person. And I think you should just be more open-minded and give more people chances. And also something to consider is like, this was brought to my attention the other day, and it's a really valid point. So think about like everyone in our industry. We're all just trying to make it, right? So are you listening to me?
Oh yeah,
I'm fucking zoning out. This is important. Think about everyone in our industry. It is like trying to make it, right? And so why, at what point did, like, when a celebrity does something or someone with some kind of clout stature, when they do something, it's like they get judged, ridiculed, and they're held to such a high standard, like, oh, you did this, you did that, and I get that it's because people are like looking up to them, but at the same time, like, we're all just people. And so like mistakes are going to be made. And the difference is, if you're of that level, it might be publicized way more, a lot more people will hear about the mistakes you've made, but
not to mention the strain on you as a famous person compared to a regular person. Like, I think I have little mental breakdowns from stress, and I'm just a normal ass Joe Blow, Like, imagine someone of that stature, like the amount of stress that is on your brain,
Exactly. Because
of course you're gonna like go into weird spirals.
Yeah, dude. So I would just be open minded and stream Kanye and Joe
And because one thing that I'm holding on to from that interview was he really talked a lot about, like, I realized like what an innovator he is, like what like his vision of a utopia of the country and of the world looks like, and that's what I think we should aim for.
I don't exactly know that he knows what that looks like. Kanye.
Could you hit the red button?
Yeah.
What do you mean you don't know?
Hold on.
Because it's hard to like paint a roadmap to get there, but it seems like he at least fully grasps.
This one back here?
Yeah, just the red button. He fully grasps that it's like perfect. Like something big needs to change. Like he acknowledges that our political system in America is severely outdated, and that like, things like renewable energy and like the priorities of the world. He understands that like the priorities of humankind is drastic. Like he said it, bro. This is the quote that I like wrote down too. He said, the world is a piano and we're playing off key. So imagine if we had someone who could synthesize this fucking like this symphony. You know what I mean? Like, because he related it to him being a music producer and him being a genius music producer. And some people see that as like arrogance or like his big ego or narcissism. But the fact is, he's a genius producer, He's like one of the most famous rappers of all time, one of the most famous music producers of all time in that industry. So he can say that, He can say that. It'd just be like someone like Michael Jackson saying that, of course, They revolutionized the genre. And so, and that I feel that, like the word, like it's hard to... We're misprioritizing things in the world, Yeah, and it's like the more fucked up shit gets and the harder shit gets and like more of this stuff's coming to light because of social media and just like how connected we all are. Like I've been talking about it on the podcast of like the feeling of this boiling point where like everything's at a boiling point, and you might see it as like us, you know, our lives are at like a kind of little climax right now, to where like we're realizing who we are as individuals and what we want in life and like how to get there, you know, and like coming up with a game plan for our lives, you know, our career, our long term. But that boiling point that we all fear, I feel like a lot of people feel it, to where it's like something is like right at the surface of changing. And whether it's like, I don't know what's going to happen, but I feel like big changes need to be made. Because Joe Rogan said it too when it comes to the education system. It's like, how fucked is it that we spend like so much of our lives dedicated to like getting an education to get a job, and it puts us so far in debt that we can almost like realistically not pay back that debt.
No, but I completely agree with what you're saying, and honestly, I trust the change that you said, you know, with the education and everything, and with the world, like how Kanye was saying. I honestly have faith in Kanye in that, because Kanye is close to God, and so for me, that hits home. And also what he was saying in the interview, like,
and the goal's goodness.
It makes sense. Exactly. It's not.
He mentioned getting rid of the debt of the country, but the goal is goodness. The goal isn't like, let's be the biggest country, the greatest country.
And that's the way it should be, dude, because no matter who wins, we've seen in our lifetime, Republicans of high stature win, Democrats of high stature win, but regardless, the world kept turning, and it got at higher, you know, world got better and lower or whatever. It's like for the longest time, it's like politics have been this like thing where it's like nobody can get fully on top, because it's like they might have ideas and stuff like that. Like I remember I was just a kid when like Barack was like in terms, but I remember, I don't know if it's just because like the people around me were, you know, into that, but I remember like, oh, this guy seems good. He seems solid, like a solid dude, like Barack, you know, being in office. And I heard he did like a pretty solid job as far as like it goes. But what I think's different about Kanye is he could bring he could bring something different, where
innovation,
something new. And I hope that could be the case, because for the longest time, like I said, it's like you just like in the government, bro. It's not even just being president. Like you have like, you know, you have say and stuff like that, but the government is run by other people. You know, there's people you know. So in the long run, it's all just like this freaking that's why I don't get too into politics.
Yeah, and like, and I don't even know how much Kanye could do if he was president. Like, you're the face of the nation.
But what I like too, I agree with that too. Exactly. And I don't know how much he would want to, truthfully. And I think the best bet too to definitely start would be running for governor of California for him. Yeah. That would be like when Joe Rogan said that, I was like, that's genius, because that gets his foot in the door and then proves to people he can do this. And
gives him idea
California needs him more than ever right now, because like that place is falling apart. This is gonna. Oh, I know people are
because Rogan
referenced
it. I don't remember who the name is, but I don't even know if he said the name. He just said we definitely need it right now. That guy's crazy.
I know the guy. I think is it Cuomo?
I don't know. I have no idea. I don't know if I've ever heard.
That might be the guy in New York. I don't know. Yeah, it's just it's crazy out there.
Yeah, and like the talk resonated with me because someone like, and I'm not saying like Kanye's the big savior, like he's what we need, but like someone, a maverick, you know, like someone like Kanye's been a maverick Kanye has been a maverick in the hip hop world with everything he's accomplished there. He's a maverick in fashion with everything, you know, the fucking Yeezy is like, you know, he like in fashion he's revolutionized and just his talk about shoes, bro. Like he was talking about just his brain, like the way his brain works as far as like you don't just look at it like how did they put it in the podcast? They said like the Star Wars movies. They kept saying 2 + 2 equals like, you know, this plus this equals moneymaker. Mm-hmm. And so the new Star Wars movies are like atrocious because they're good movies, but like when it comes to the core Star Wars story, that was like a piece of art. That's a work of art, you know what I'm saying? That George Lucas created. When now it's owned by Disney, and it's like this money making machine. It's fucking printed all over every goddamn cup and
Animation
and everything.
Lego,
There's so many like marketing strategies with Star Wars that now it's a business. So now when they make a Star Wars movie, they think, okay, we'll put X character, we'll put Y, we'll put Z, and that's gonna make us approximately 3.4 billion or something like that, you know? Because like we gotta keep, and like they were saying how, at what point do you just make something new? Like all these remakes, you see like, you know, fucking Frozen 14 and like Toy Story 6 and like all this shit. And it's like, all right, how about that story's done? Like that story's over. So let's go to a new story.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's like, you don't see that with books. You don't see books like, I mean, sometimes you do, but like Harry Potter, 1 to 7, boom, Harry Potter. That's the story. You don't go to Harry Potter 8 and see what happens to the kids and see like blah, blah, blah. And like you know, and it's like I guess the main point I wanted to make in all of this is that I've been saying it, and I post like I put the hashtag all over like our Instagram and stuff, hashtag 2020 Renaissance, because like the Renaissance was a time in humankind where like art prevailed, and like art was the meaning of existence, you know, like art was what humans are, you know, like we work so that we can make money and do things in our free time and like and make things, you know, like we can like produce like that's what robots can't do. Robots can't robots can do any job you or I do, but robots can't paint a picture. Robots can't like make music and like you know, you can put in an algorithm to make them do these things, but like in the end of the day, it's not an artistic thought, you know? And that's why like there needs to be some revolution or like this renaissance is happening, you know? And I feel like when all these times are tough, there was actually a cool post I saw about it where it was like, when all this shit hits the fan and like like with quarantine, everything got fucked up, all of us turned to TV shows. All of us turned to books. All of us turned to movies. All of us turned to art. This is art. You know what I mean? Like these are creations that artists made. And that's what is the center of life. Like that is what is most important in this world. And I think that like everyone needs to realize that. And everyone needs to realize that like money is a means to an end, but it's not the root of our existence, you know?
Yeah.
It's not the purpose of why we're here. And I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know what this boiling point is going to look like, but I feel like everyone is starting to realize that like shit ain't all right, you know? Like shit's got to change because this cycle of just like political parties do it. And I'm not even just talking about the political system in America or whatever. I'm just talking like in general, but specifically with that, it's like, how long can we just have like the Democrat and the Republican? Republicans typically believe these things and uphold these policies. Democrats typically are more liberal and like uphold these things. And it's like we choose a candidate to represent these parties, and then it's like it's just this like cookie cutter mold, just like the Star Wars movies, where it's like put in a new face.
I know, that's
and
what
like
I was saying.
when
It'll
it's
never
like
change either.
and that's why I was really excited to like.
It's gonna take a lot for that to change.
No, yeah, and it's like, and it's almost like you feel hopeless a little bit thinking about how it could change, because you're like, how could it change unless you just fucking literally blow up the country? But it can, you know, like we have to hold on to like.
It can, yeah, but it takes people like us like voting and speaking out, because like the old people. This is the last thing I want to say. I'm done like talking about politics. I'm like going crazy over here, but it's these people that sit in front of their TV and, you know, strictly go Republican, Democrat. They don't care who's running.
Yeah, they choose a party.
It's been their party.
It's like a football team.
Exactly, dude.
It's like
crazy.
why do you like the Broncos? Because you're from Denver.
Exactly, bro. And they fit it into their mind to find that being right or wrong, whatever. But yeah, dude. At the end of the day, just do some research. Get out there and vote. If you're eligible, it is a privilege to vote. So, like, you know, and if you are eligible, don't sleep on it, because like I said, it is a privilege to vote. Mm-hmm. So, get out there and vote. But, dude, we got to wrap it up soon. But we can get into more of a, you know, we're on a Halloween special here. I know I said I didn't like Halloween, but that's just like out of the holidays, it is probably one of the least favorites of mine for sure. There's so much better. Yeah.
Strongly disagree, but I respect your opinion.
So,
but off air, last night I watched one of Jordan Peele's movies. Did you want to touch on that before?
Yeah. That's what I wanted to.
Because I didn't see I've never seen any of them. We started watching Us the other night, but I had to go to bed because I worked early the next day. But the movies he's made recently. There's Get Out, Us, Ma, and another one, Candyman or something like that, right?
I think that sounds right.
And they're all like, from what I've heard, as far as like the plot line, they're dope. But the only one I've seen start to finish was Ma last night. And you said you saw it too?
Mm-hmm.
As someone who doesn't really like scary movies or whatever, because that movie wasn't like terrifying.
Yeah, no, it was
like, give you
good.
bad
That was a good
nightmares.
movie for sure. It wasn't scary. It was just more like, thriller. There's some pop-ups or whatever. Ma, she loves scary. But yeah, it was good. It was like, it was a really good movie. I didn't even know going into it that Jordan Peele directed it. I would just, me and Bree were looking and we're like, oh, this looks good. We've seen Get Out too. We saw that as well.
I heard that one was really good.
That was good.
And that was another one that like more messes with your brain, like makes you think more than like
you can tell that
nightmares.
now that I'm thinking about it, like you can tell this is what this guy does. This is from Key and Peele. This is this guy.
Yeah, Jordan Peele.
Wow, that's crazy. Yeah, he went off to dude. He's a good director.
Mm-hmm.
So, but yeah, with Ma, yeah, that's a good. That's a good movie too, dude. I think that I could see that being a staple for like a Halloween staple, dude. And
Yeah.
In this culture, like to go on fourth too, to be like.
And what makes
years to
it,
come.
what sets it
It's a good
apart,
one.
because a lot of iconic horror movies are shit movies. Like almost every slasher, in my opinion, is like a pretty shit movie. It's just like
As far as movies go, like
yeah, because
movie
it's like
guidelines go.
there's no motive. It's just like I was just talking about it last night with December. It's like with Halloween, Michael Myers
and the
is just
stupidest
like
stuff happens.
no, yeah, and like the decisions people make. It's like why the fuck would you turn around? Like just keep going or whatever. But
And he couldn't catch up that fast.
yeah, but and it's like in the appeal of that is just the slasher aspect of like monster or evil being chases like stupid group of teenagers or whatever, and like there's one that survives. That's just always the formula. But that movie was really dope because the antagonist, the best stories are the ones where you can feel for the antagonist. You can like understand their motives. You know what I mean? And that was a good one where Sue-Ann, the character Ma, like the antagonist in that one, you felt bad for her. Like I remember when there's a scene where I don't think we're going to give away any crazy spoilers, but if you haven't seen the movie and don't want to have anything spoiled, you can, it's about the end of the episode, so click away. But anyways, the scene where she's like really buying a bunch, like all the kids around town alcohol, and it's just this montage of like her doing shit for people, and there's one point where not the core group of kids, but just some random people get alcohol from her, and then she's parked ready for like to get her payment. Like they were going to pull up and like give her the money, and she'll give them the alcohol, and they just took the alcohol. And then before they paid her, they just speed by her and throw a can of beer at her window, and it like slams in her window, and like beer goes everywhere, and it like scares her, and then she starts crying. Like she just is at the wheel and she just starts crying, and I'm just like, aw, like she's been doing all these things for these kids and like letting them party in her basement, and they just fucking like fuck her over, and it's like I felt for her. And then the whole story of why she does what she does and why she's like targeting these kids in particular, it's like, damn, dude.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Kids are cruel.
Mm-hmm.
Kids are cruel. But it was a good, solid, like it was spooky, but not like nightmare inducing.
Yeah. Yeah, dude, one thing I want to touch on before we get out of here, I've been realizing in this whole episode, dude, I think I might be allergic to cats.
You think so?
No cap on that. I don't know if it was that fan, that's why I just turned that off. The whole time it's felt like wind has been blowing into my eyes. So I've been like having to close my eyes, dude.
I am. You might be.
What?
I'm allergic to pet dander. Like cat hair, pet hair, like all like in my bed. If I clean my sheets like probably once a week.
Do you think if you hang out with someone that is, you can attract it more? Because Bree is too, and I'm always with Bree.
No, honestly, you might. I don't know. I don't really know how that works. If you can like develop it later in life or whatever. But I remember as a kid, like in high school and stuff, I would wake up and have like the worst fucking stuffy nose. Like I would just be like sniffly and just fucking like runny nose in the morning until like 9 a.m. and then it'd clear up and I'd be fine the rest of the day, like itchy eyes and shit. And then I realized it's because my room had like there was cat hair. I think I was just allergic to pet hair.
Yeah, for real.
Because now even with Gohan, like if I don't clean my sheets regularly and like he's got his dog hair all over the bed, if I don't clean it up or like clean the sheets and just let it go, I'll wake up and be all sniffly and like sneezy and all that and like itchy eyes, and it's just like I feel like most people are. And to some extent,
true.
some people are like real bad to where they fucking like can't see because they're like tearing up and like nose completely clogged. But you might have it to a minor extent.
We'll see. Yeah, that's what's doing it. I'm like, whoa.
Yeah, I was even telling the house like we gotta get on a routine of like wiping surfaces often.
And you know, one quick thing I want to touch on, man. Kyle brought this up to my attention the other day, and I was just like, yo, that's a good point, bro. You don't see in our area. I love our area as much as I love our area. You don't see, and if you're watching, listening to this, and you know of a place about what I'm saying that has to do with about what I'm gonna have to say, then tag it in the comments, dude. Tag it in the comments. There's not enough like family owned mom and pop restaurants around here, dude. Everywhere you go to eat, it's like, what do you want to eat? Oh, Culver's, Chick-fil-A,
Applebee's, McDonald's,
little
Burger King.
Places that are just at Gulf Coast. For us, like in this area, occasionally there's like I know of some, but dude, when we go out of state, like when we go to like Georgia, North Carolina, Nashville,
straight
that's
up.
like all we try to eat is mom and pop, and it's so easy. You can just go to like Big Bear, Sugar
even
Shack.
Nashville wasn't what was the name of that chicken place?
Oh well,
Hattie B's.
Hattie B's.
Wasn't that? Isn't that a local? Like it has
Yeah,
it has like some
yeah,
chains or whatever, but it's like a small company.
Yeah.
And that's dope. Pennsylvania was the same way. Right down the road from where we lived, like literally just right down the road next to the college, there was a place called Spud's, and it was just a locally owned burger place, and it was kind of like the one we went to in Cape Coral. I don't remember the name of it, Lanny or something. I don't remember, but where you have a sheet and it's just you fill out like check mark what you want on your burger and you hand it to them.
Like where we went.
Yeah, the place in Cape. It was just like that, and yeah, but it was just like that,
so
and it was really cool because like really good food because it was just real small dining room, and I didn't go there often, but like when I did, it was a fucking treat. Like if I ever had the money to go out to eat, I'd get, and they had a bomb Boca burger. That's what it was. They had a meatless burger, and it was fire. The big ass brioche buns, and they'd stick through it with a toothpick, the big toothpick.
Oh, stop.
Fries
dude,
all
around
it.
Stop, for real. I'm
hungry. Really hungry too, dude.
I'm hungry.
I was about to say like a Red Robin burger because Red Robin's that similar type, like steak fry type shit, but dude, doesn't compare to Spud. The Red Robin shit compared to Spud.
Did you get it? You didn't eat when we went to Laney Burger, did you?
I didn't.
That place was gas.
They put peanut butter on it.
They
put peanut butter on it for you.
And let me say something, bro, about that real quick. Let me touch. That is a staple. When I saw that, I knew this place was about to be dumb fire, because the only other place I've ever heard of that does something similar to that, puts peanut butter on a burger, is Ford's Garage. And I went to what's it called? What's by Payway up there? Burger Fi. I went up there, asked for peanut butter on a burger. The manager laughed at me. He's like, peanut butter, this guy. I'm like, dog, don't knock it till you try it.
You're like, hey, fuck you.
No, I was like, I'm gonna come in there next time with some peanut butter, and I'm gonna have him sit down with me and have a burger. And then I never been back since, because I go to Laney Burger now, bro. Because when you walk in, off rip, I already know if you walk in and they have that little bingo sheet for your freaking checklist, like that's how you order.
Staying.
We're staying. It's about to be the best burger.
I will say that Cape Coral Parkway strip does have quite a few really good locally, and like almost all of those bars and stuff are local. And then Nice Guys Pizza. Have you ever had Nice Guys? You've never eaten there, right?
I've never eaten there. No.
It's fire, dude. Like great fucking food. Like one of the best pizza places.
A lot
of
people love it.
It's great. Nice Guys. There's a reason that they're doing so good, because like not only do they do a lot for the music scene and art scene, but they got fire fucking food. And vegan too. The one time I ate there, I had a vegan pizza, and it was fire. Nice. But yeah, dude, we got to support local, man. That's part of. I feel like that's part of like the big changes happening too. Is like some of these big companies, like we're just. Fed
I know
up with
one.
it.
I know one. Sorry. FK Your Diet is a great one, dude.
Yeah,
it's a great one.
That's right down the road. I gotta eat there more.
I've
actually never eaten there.
What you should do, I'll tell you what you should do, bro. Your best bet. Go there early in the morning. Like go there for breakfast type deal. I think they actually have a lunch menu now, but when I went there, they only had a breakfast menu. But dude, go to breakfast there, get the breakfast burrito, or biscuits and gravy if you're really feeling biscuits and gravy. But if you're like, yo, if you're starving, get the breakfast burrito. It's so cool, dude. It's so cool.
I've heard great things.
FK stands for foster kids, and the chef was a foster kid, and so like 10% of all proceeds go to feeding like making sure foster kids, you know, don't go hungry and stuff like that.
That's dope.
So yeah, it's dope, and it's fire food. Like that's the thing about places like this. What I don't know if like you're listening, you might not understand, but I've worked for so many restaurants, and like 90% of a restaurant you go to eat that's at a mall will be your standard Cisco products. But like, you know what I mean? You're gonna get like at a majority, you know what I mean, of the same type of meat, the same type of thing, but like at a family owned thing, they have their certain way of doing it. Like like Salado Pedro's
they can source their ingredients a lot more carefully.
Right. Like Salado Pedro's before it got bought out by Cantina 109. It was working with them like in the kitchen. They had a certain way. Like it was literally a Salado Pedro's cookbook that Hiram, shout out Hiram if you're listening, he created this, and it was his distinct flavor of how he wanted everything to taste.
And see, like there's art to that. You know what I mean?
It is art, dude. It is, and that's what pisses me off, because when you go there now to Cantina 109, because they took the same recipe, you know what I mean, same recipes and stuff. But when you go to Cantina 109, the food shit. Like when we went, food shit, and it's because you have people that come in and don't fulfill that. You know, like at the beginning in the makes of all this, the prep lady did all her measurements exact, you know, and Hiram could trust that. And then, you know, years down the road, you don't have that anymore. You got people not even caring. The chips aren't warm. The queso's cold. The salsa's warm and it used to be cold. You're like, what's going on? Yeah, it's just like, dude, and the tamales are shit. We used to microwave the tamales when I worked there. How much can you screw that up? It's all prep when we're just microwaving it. It's already in a bag. But they were fire when I was working there. That's what I knew.
Wait, you're talking about the transition from Salado Pedro's to Cantina 109?
Yes. Worst thing that could have happened.
Yeah. And it's just like we were saying earlier about you can't replicate that art, you know? Like you can't mass produce. You can't just like put in an algorithm to like make popular painting and then the shit's gonna people like these colors and these shapes. That's popular painting. You can't do that with anything, including food. Like and it's like it's good, it's sustainable. McDonald's is good, it'll feed you, but it's like this cookie cutter mold of like that much ingredient from that cheap source, this much ingredient from that cost efficient source, this much blah blah blah, and just like mass produce, mass hire, like build the company, build the brand. And it's like at that point it's not about the art anymore. It's not about the like personal touch,
and it's only
business.
a matter of time before something like that will go under, you know, because there's no art behind it, you know. It needs that. Let's wrap it up, dude. I think we've done it. I think we did it for today. It's been the Halloween special, dude. I don't even like Halloween. No, I'm playing. I think I'm allergic to cats. I'm feeling stuffed up in here. My eyes are burning.
Let's get some food.
Yeah, I'm starving.
We still are trying to hit
Ranger.
1,000 subscribers so I can give Danny a tattoo. So please, if you're watching this on YouTube, hit that subscribe button. It just takes 1 second, and it makes it so that you always see when we upload a video every week. We've got a handful of really exciting guests coming up in this month of November.
Yeah.
Next week, actually, is going to be, we're getting close to the skate contest, bro. November 7th. If you're watching this and you're a skateboarder, or if you enjoy watching skateboarding, Veteran Skate Park, be there or be square. It's going to be $5 to enter the game of skate, and the winner gets all of the money entered. So the more people that enter, the more money the winner's going to get. So if you are confident that you can win, share that shit so more people enter, and you whoop their ass, and you get $300 instead of $100. Let's do it, bro. Skating with Snacks is going to be there with fresh fruits and water. I am going to be there as Professor Shred with my art and whatnot. And Danny's going to be hosting it with City of Palms podcast.
Yo, I'm going to be in it too. Don't think your boy ain't going to compete. I've been stepping up my flat ground. And I'm going to warn y'all real quick and say y'all best be practicing fakie heels. I'll give y'all a little slider in there. A little one-up.
He's got him first try.
If you're this deep in the episode, I'm going to say y'all best be practicing your fakie heels. All right.
All right, this has been episode 71. If you've been listening this far, thank you so much. We love you. We appreciate you.
Yeah. Until next week.
Hit him with the outro, Soren.
Brah.